Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and I am so happy you decided to join me today. You may be like, you look the same as you did yesterday, and that is because it is the same day. I decided while I'm on a roll, I'm gonna go ahead and film a video for tomorrow too. So here I am in the same spot wearing the same stuff, and there you are. Maybe the next day, depends on when you're watching this. And hopefully you have a crochet project or something crafty to work on, or maybe you're just here to take a deep breath and relax and hang out. Maybe you've got me playing while you're cleaning or whatever you've got going on, but hopefully you're having a good day. Maybe get yourself something nice to drink while we hang out. I'm currently drinking water, so nothing super exciting, but it is ice water, so you know it's nice and cold, because that's like the key to good water, is to have it super frigid. Love my drinks like that. I know I've like talked about that before, but like it's got to be really cold or hot. I don't like lukewarm beverages, like of any sort, especially coffee drinks, but honestly like really anything. I don't want lukewarm. So what am I working on right now while we're hanging out? Well, I am making an egg. It's going to be a fuzzy egg. At least I think it's going to be an egg. That's the concept that I have in mind as I do this. But if I'm making it and it decides it wants to be something else, then maybe it will be something else. So if you remember in the video that I recorded for yesterday, I was going through a project bag, which I finished going through, and I had found this cute pastel pipsqueak yarn. This is the baby print. Is that the name of the color? Yeah, baby print is apparently the name of the color. So it looks like this. It's super cute pastels. It's like white with like pastel tinting to it. I feel like maybe the color shows up better in real life, but I don't really know. But hopefully you guys can see it. And then there was also this skein of just like baby yarn in there, which is white with like a metallic strand, like a white metallic strand that runs through it, and pastels. So double stranding these two together would be super cute, which is definitely why I had them both in there, I think. So I was like, you know what? I should make something. I was thinking an egg, and part of the reason I was thinking an egg is just simply because it'll work up quick, and also I don't have a whole lot of this baby print or whatever I said it was, pipsqueak yarn, and if I was trying to make like a bigger amigurumi, like a bunny rabbit or something like that, I'm afraid I would run out. Although I do, as I'm saying this, I realize I do have like a whole bunch of white pipsqueak yarn that I got gifted in Happy Mail a while back, and I could use it with this and do something. So maybe I will turn this into like a bunny. I could do like a little bunny. This could be the head that I'm working on right now. I should probably decide what I'm doing before I continue. I was thinking an egg, but then as I'm making it, I'm like, but it's furry. Wonder which way I'll want to do it. A lot of times when I'm working with fuzzy yarns, I actually flip my project inside out, because for some reason a lot of my fur always ends up on the inside. Like the more furry part ends up on the inside. So a lot of times I actually flip them like wrong side out when I'm working on things with fuzzy yarns or furry yarns. But yeah, I'm double stranding it, and this is like a really good hack for if you're wanting to use these fuzzy types of yarns, or just like any yarn that you're like uncomfortable with. You're like, that's an intimidating yarn for me to use. How am I going to see my stitches? Like that kind of thing. Double strand it with another yarn, even if it's like a really thin yarn. Double stranding it with another yarn makes it so much easier, in my opinion. Well, I guess you still can't really see the top of the stitches super great, but you'll be able to feel them so much more than just that. Like, this yarn doesn't feel the same as like a normal, like just strand of yarn like that. I feel like when you double strand it, you can really feel the stitches. It also makes it much sturdier, and like less likely to be able to see through it. It makes like a much more solid crochet, but it will be a little bit firmer. But you know, that's just because I'm using a hook size that makes it an amigurumi. So I'm using a 5.5 along with a worsted weight yarn, and then this pipsqueak yarn, which is technically considered a bulky yarn. Thickness wise, I would say it's more like a worsted weight, but they always consider these bulkies because they have so much fuzz to them. They like count the fuzz as part of the thickness of the yarn. But yeah. Let's see, bunny rabbit, chick. What are other like Eastery things? Like honestly, I can make really anything. You know what? I'm gonna make this one into an egg. But now that I've got the idea in my head for potentially making a little amigurumi, and using the white pipsqueak yarn, I might actually do that. But we'll see. I kind of want to do like a little bunny. Maybe I'll use the Impkin pattern because those are like really small. Although it's with a 5.5 hook, so it wouldn't be quite as small. Still small though. And the Impkin pattern I'm referring to is by Megan Lapp. It is from the Crochet Impkins book. I'm not using it right now, but just what I'm referring to if you aren't aware. Really, really like just a good go-to pattern when you want to make like a small little amigurumi creature. They're really fun, they work up quick, and they're really customizable. So they're a nice like little thing, especially if you want to do like embellishments. I've made quite a few of them and I always like embellish the living crap out of them. My crystal spriggans that I make frequently use the Impkin pattern. I did not use the Impkin pattern for all of them, but I would say like a good half of them, if not more at this point, I've used the Impkin pattern for. But the Impkin pattern is a book of like variations, so like it's not the same every time. So like even though you're using the Impkin pattern, like they can look like completely different things. And then I just customize the crap out of them between the customization options that she has in the book and then also just freehanding customization options and adding a lot of accessories, because like as the name implies with crystal spriggans, I like to put like lots of crystals on them and just like pick like really funky yarns and like, you know, make them look very whimsical and fun. I should make a crystal spriggan. It's been a minute. I think I'm going to start throwing some increases in here. I'm not following a pattern for the egg. I'm just freehanding it and looking at it as I go. So this is what we're looking like so far. I kind of have it more at a point and then it's going to get a little bit wider and then I'm going to cinch it off at the bottom. But yeah, that's what I'm up to. Let me know if you guys have made anything for Easter crochet yet. I am currently, this is the first thing that I've made right now. I've got a couple of eggs that I made a while back with the intention of them being for Easter. You may remember these if you've been around for a while. These were part of what was in the project bag that I was emptying out. So these are just some little eggs. There's like a tiny Easter egg done with that baby yarn. Then there's a big boy Easter egg and it's done with that pom-pom yarn. And I put these like cutesy kawaii styled eyes on it. This one has kawaii styled eyes too, but they're like different kinds of kawaii eyes. And then there's this one which has normal eyes, but I did this one like a polka dotted Easter egg and a striped Easter egg. So I put a little bit more intrigue into the style for this one. These were actually done, obviously other than like the color options and things like that, like where I changed colors and did like the dots and stuff like that. But the pattern itself was from the Kawaii Crochet book. oh, is it just called Kawaii Crochet? I'm not 100% sure. I'll link it in the description box of this video, but that's actually where the egg pattern came from. There's like a small egg and a big egg, and these are actually both made. These are both the big egg. It's just that this is a thicker yarn. This is a plush yarn with a bigger hook, so it makes a bigger egg. So that's another way you can customize sizes, which I'm sure you already know. But if you use different types of yarn, they're going to come out different sizes. So I've got those, and these are going to be things for my nieces and nephew for Easter. So I want to get a move on. I've got a little bit of time, but I'm not exactly sure everything that I want to make. I mean, okay, if we're talking everything I want to make everything under the sun. I would love to make them all, like, entire wardrobes and plushies and everything, like blankets and all the things in the world. But realistically, what I will make them is different from what I would want to make them. Because like I said, I would literally just make them everything all the time. But a big motivator for me to crochet, to learn to crochet, was actually that I wanted to be able to be that auntie that made like handmade items for them, because at least in my family, there is not anybody that does this type of stuff. And I always envied it so much growing up. Like I put a lot of value on this type of stuff. This type of like handmade art, and I don't know, I just feel like there's a lot of love shown through somebody making something for you by hand. I felt like people who made, like, you know, their grandkids clothes or blankets and things like that, I was always just so like in love with that idea. It was a very fantasy type of idea to me. And I wanted to be able to provide that for my potential future nieces and nephews. When I learned to crochet back in 2021, I taught myself using YouTube, or I guess YouTube taught me. And my goal was, for one, I just have always valued this type of art a lot. Fiber arts has always been a really big interest of mine. But a big motivator for me was my nephew at the time. I had actually made him some handmade things before that point using looms, knitting looms, and I had never used those before either. But I was so bound and determined, the first thing that I made for him on a knitting loom, you know, just like the little like finger knitting looms, was actually a chick. I made him a chick, and I'll post a short to my channel if you want to go see it when I post this video. I need to remind myself to do that. I'll post a short of the chick because I actually just was looking at it the other day. I took videos when I made it, and it was just so funny to me to see like what I was doing back then before I knew how to crochet. Other than that, I just had made scarves. I made scarves, you know, on the different types of loom. Obviously, I used a round loom to make the chick, but for the scarves, I used the more like longer ones, the scarfy shaped ones. I attempted to make hats, but like they never came out the right size when I would try to make them on looms. So yeah, I made a few hats that ended up being more like a doll hat, or like one that I used like the totally wrong type of yarn, and it was just like really gappy and funny looking. I ended up putting it on a snowman actually. But like it was an experience, you know. It was funny. It was fun, and it really motivated me to want to keep learning fiber art, because being able to make those things, I was so proud. My first knitting projects were those, and I finger knitted a giant like king-sized blanket. That was so expensive. I had to keep going back to the store to get the yarn for it. And I just didn't comprehend how much yarn it would take to make a blanket of that size. But I was so proud of it. I'm still so proud of it. I don't knit, but now I crochet. And I'm so glad that I followed that like desire, I guess. I'm gonna start closing this up a little bit. But yeah, I'm just going off on tangents. I don't even remember how I got onto that topic. Oh, right. But yeah, Easter has always been like a really big crochet time for me. I think every year since I started crocheting, and even before I started crocheting, like I said, I actually loom knitted for my nephew, that chick. But ever since I started to get really like get into fiber arts, I have made stuff for the kids for Easter. And I've made chicks, I've made bunnies, I've made JJ from Coco Melon, I've made Easter baskets, I've made peeps, like the candy peeps, but like crocheted versions. I've made baby dresses. I think Easter is such a good crochet holiday because it's so, like, for little kids, it's so like cutesy and pastel and like, floral and spring and like, I don't know, just really happy vibes. I feel like it lends itself to crochet really well. I feel like, Easter and Christmas and Halloween are probably like the top crocheting holidays in my opinion, just because there's so much you can do with them. They're such fun festive holidays that have really defined like themes or vibes to them that I think it works really well. Okay, I want to start doing just straight up decreases now because I was doing single crochet decreases, but I want this to come in really quick actually, so I probably should have just jumped straight to decreases. I want it to have a little bit of a wider bottom than it does up at the top, you know, just to make it more egg shaped. But yeah, so you guys got to hang out with me while I made an egg basically from start to finish. I'm just throwing some decreases in here and then I'm going to be done with it. But I love the way that this is working up. Is that not so pretty? And a lot of the shape will actually come from when I stuff it. Right now it's empty, but here's what it looks like flattened out. That'll give you an idea of the shape better. Look at that. It's a fuzzy egg. This is a magical Easter egg there that have fur on them. Because maybe it's like a bunny egg. Oh, so cute. If I make a bunny to go with it. Although size-wise, this egg might be a little bit big for the size of bunny that I was planning if I'm making it with an Imkin pattern. Oh, well, we'll see. Like I said, I may not even end up making a bunny. I'm not sure. I need to, like, really think about what I want to make the kids for Easter. Obviously, I'm making some Easter eggs. That was I already had that going. I already had some eggs going. This will probably be for the baby. Because I think maybe I won't put a face on this, or if I do, I'll embroider it, and it'll make it good for the baby. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and stop there, and then I'll stuff it, and I'll sew the hole shut, because it's already furry. So cute. I love the pastels. I feel like you guys can't really see the pastels as well as I can in person, but anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me for a little bit today. I really, really enjoyed hanging out with you guys. It is so good to be back hanging out with you guys. I'm like so happy. I'm so glad that I feel like I'm coming out the other side of this like super, super bad funk that I've been in. It's been longer than I wanted it to be. And I just wish that it was easier to control that type of stuff. Like, no amount of wanting to just be perfectly like fine makes you perfectly fine when you're not. You know what I mean? Like, you might be able to fake it for a little bit, but like, you can't just like, you have to work through it. You have to just kind of muddle through it and come out the other side of it. And that doesn't mean that every day is going to be perfect. There will probably be highs and lows to every single day still. That's just life. But when every day is just a low from the minute you wake up to the minute you go to bed, and like you just can't find the like desire to do anything, and like, I don't know, you just feel like you're struggling and you're suffering. You know what I mean? Like, if you've been there, you know. I'm very glad to be having happy times again. And I'm really glad to be back spending time with you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed hanging out a little bit today. I'll see you guys again real soon. Like I said, I am planning on working my way back into my normal kind of posting routine. But I'm really glad that you guys are still here and hanging out with me. I'll see you guys again real soon. Bye, guys.